Hey everyone, it's Vincent from Unpack Kits, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make variation listings on eBay. And before I get into it, I'm just going to quickly explain what a variation listing is. And basically, it's one listing where you have multiple options or variants for people to choose from. And these are going to be really powerful to getting multiple card sales. And these are especially great if you're listing a lot of cards that are of the same type or in the same family. So all of the cards in a certain set, or maybe all EX cards, all V cards, things like that. And I'm going to show you an example of one of the ones that I have. So here I have 151 reverse hollows. You can take a look here. I have a nice image explaining what I have, and you can see I have all of the cards inside of 151. And the idea of having a variation listing is that a potential buyer is going to be able to buy all of the cards that they need here, and it kind of encourages them to do a multi-card sale, right? So they can buy multiple cards on one listing, and you have a higher likelihood of selling multiple cards at once if you're doing it under a variation listing, especially if all of the cards are related, like this 151 listing I have here. So anyways, that's the idea of doing a variation listing. So let's get into how to actually make one. All right, let's get started. So I'm on the eBay listing page here. I have a title. Make sure it's descriptive of what you're actually trying to sell, and make sure you have the words choose your card so it's clear to the potential buyer what your listing is actually about. Onto the category, make sure it's in collectible card games, individual cards. This is pretty simple. Make sure that it's correct and not in any other category, or else it'll impact the SEO of your listing, and you're not going to get that many eyes on the listing. And next is going to be the item specifics here. So Pokemon TCG, I do the set Scarlet Violet. A lot of these are going to be pre-filled for you if you have a decent title. You can see all of these were filled out for me. I didn't have to put any of these myself. And here is the most important part. It's going to be variations. So before I actually show you, make sure if you don't see the variations, make sure you go into your settings and you toggle it to be on. I know when I first tried to make a variation listing, I couldn't see the option. I was really confused, and it turns out you actually need to enable variations on eBay. All right, onto the variations. Go into this part where it says attributes, and I like to use ChatGPT to pull up all of the cards that I'm going to list to make it easy for me just to copy and paste the name of each card. And this is what I do. I ask it to have it in alphabetical order because I want it to show up on my listing in alphabetical order. But what I do is I go on to the attributes. This one's not going to be there for you. Make sure you go and add it, add your own attribute, and type in choose your card. I already did it, so I don't have to. But you just do create your own. And one important thing is while you're doing this, make sure you're adding them in alphabetical order, because that is the way that it is going to appear on your listing. So you can see I am just copy, pasting it in, going back and forth. And one thing about the order is you can actually go here after you type it in, and you can drag and drop it wherever you want to position it. So if you don't type it in the order that you want, or you made a mistake in the order, don't worry, you can still move it around. It's not locked in after you type it. All right, so I finished up typing all of my things in. So go here, update variants, and do add rows automatically, this option here. I like to go down after I finish doing all of this and press save and close. And the reason I do that is if you leave this page, if you close out of this tab or refresh the page, all of your progress is going to disappear. So like all your attributes are going to be gone. This doesn't auto save on eBay, so I just like to save it and make sure that it's actually there so I don't lose my progress in case anything happens. But after I do that, I go back in, and now it's time for me to add the photos to the listing. So you're going to have this main option here, and this is just going to be like your your default photo. So it's going to be what people see when they search for the listing. You need to go here into your choose your own or choose your card attribute, and then you'll find the option to add photos for each card individually. All right, so I brought in all of the card scans that I have. I just choose on the Pokemon or the card that I want to put the photo in for and drag and drop. And by the way, I use the Ryko FI800R document scanner for the cards here. It's going to be a semi-automatic, so it's not going to be like the automatic feeder, but the image quality that you get is pretty good, so I like using that. But the rest of this is pretty simple. Just go back in and drag and drop for each of the cards that you have. And you're going to see that when you scroll down, it populates in the row. You're going to have the name of the card and also the photos in each row. And while we're down here, I'm going to add the floor price of each card I want. So I like to go select all of the cards here and the minimum of what I want each card to be. So I'm just going to do $2.50, and later on I can update and raise the price of individual cards if I need to. But this is going to be my floor price, $2.50. You can set it to whatever you want, whatever works for you. All right, and after we do that, pretend I have all the photos, but I'm just going to save it, and I'm going to move on to the description part next. So I'm going to show you guys what I put for my description for my variation listings. So here's an example from one of my variation listings. This one is going to be my reverse holo 151 listing. So I like to put a clause where it says all cards are going to be lightly played to near mint condition, because just in case, I don't want to promise them that I'm giving them like a PSA 10 gem mint card. There might be a few flaws, so I just put that in my description. I also put that I have free shipping, free returns, and all of that. So if you offer those, make sure you add those just to maybe entice the potential buyer to become a customer of yours. After that, you can do volume pricing. I like to do it, but whatever works for your business. I just do it since if somebody buys multiple cards from me, I'm going to be making a lot more, because shipping price doesn't really change if you're shipping one card or two cards. You can do the weight of your package here if you want. I'm just going to do it 1 ounce 661, so I can do under $20. It's going to be the eBay standard envelope, and I like to do free shipping, but the rest of this is kind of up to you. All right, here I'm going to show you guys what I do for my listing photo. So I make mine in Canva, but let's just take a look at what other people have here. So if you see, some of these people have like the logo of the set. Some people have the ETBs. Personally, I don't do the ETBs because it's not really descriptive of what you're trying to sell. But no shade to the seller, but I feel like this doesn't really convey that you're doing a choose your own card listing. Same thing with these listings where it's like the logo, just the logo. It's not really like, when you're looking at this from a buyer, you don't really know what this is, right? So I personally like to do the logo, and then I also make sure I write choose your card. But anyways, this one is mine. I just have the logo. I put holo rares because I'm selling holo rares. Choose your card. And I advertise that I am doing free shipping because I offer free shipping on all of my singles. And by the way, I add that image in the variation section of the eBay listing page. And here is what the final listing looks like after it's all uploaded. So you can see I have all of the cards under my main cover photo here. So it's going to be all of them in the alphabetical order, the order that I listed them in. And here's why I told you guys to do it in alphabetical order. So you can see here that when people are searching for the card, it's going to be really easy for them. They just need to know the name of the Pokemon. You can see that I put the numbers in it too, but I wouldn't sort it by number because a lot of people don't know the number of the card that they're searching for. They know the Pokemon, they know, oh, I want Aerodactyl from 151, but they don't know that it's, Aerodactyl 142 most of the time. So alphabetical order, in my opinion, is the way to go. But even though that you're not sorting it by the number, still put the number, and I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to search Aerodactyl 142, and let's just see what pops up, because I haven't done this. Let's take a look. All right, so Aerodactyl 142, you can see that one of my listings pops up here. So that is great. So even though my title doesn't mention anything about Aerodactyl, even my variant has the name Aerodactyl and the number of the Pokemon. So that is great. This is actually the Vertel. Let's see if I can find my new listing. It probably didn't show up yet, but anyways, here you can see, I have Aerodactyl 142, and I try to make the variant name descriptive, and that's really important. I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video. But let me know if you found this video helpful. Are you going to try this? Have you tried doing variation listings before? If you want to see more videos like this, just hit the like button and sub, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.